Hello everybody and welcome back to TFCR2 episode 8. Today, we're going to be going over some of the elite hacks that I've had to employ to get into progressing through the tech part of Terrafirmacraft. So in order to get the anvil, copper anvil here, we need 7 double ingots. To make the double ingot, we don't have tinkers yet, but we have to weld together 2 copper ingots with some flux. There are 4 types of stone in Terrafirmacraft that are considered flux. You can look it up on the wiki. I'll put the link in the description for the stone types so that you can see them there. And I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of look around. I did. I've got nothing but andesite and phyllite type stone on the surface anyways. I didn't try digging down below, but from what I can tell, the flux types of stone only appear on the surface anyways, so it's not like digging down would have done anything that way anyways. So a little more Google searching, I found a Reddit post that's kind of said something about the certain parts of Terrafirmacraft are truly exploration based, and it does require you to kind of travel not even thousands of blocks, but tens of thousands of blocks. So I kind of got a little bit miffed at that reading there. But then more information said that, the type of rock can randomize, and it randomizes in about the size of a Minecraft biome type of thing. So I'm like, well, I explored tons and tons in vanilla Minecraft. Not too put off by having to go 2,000 blocks, 5,000 blocks to find a nice place to settle down and build a home in either vanilla or modded. So I went out and I started running around. Let's zip back home here. So I'm zoomed out as far as I can. So first way I traveled, I went east and I went out about this far. So from about -511, if you just look just above the bottom bar there, it's got my home is at about -511x, and this is positive 1300. So, that's almost 2,000 blocks out and back. And I just kind of went out this way and then back down this way and came back to here. And this was all andesite. I can't see because I'm not. If I was on that block, I'd be able to see it. Because I'm close enough here, I can see what kind of block that is. But I think this was all andesite out this way. So then I went south, and just to give us an idea, there I started at about 800. Oops. And went down to about 3,000, so that's about 2,000 that way that I went. Then I kind of curled around and came back up and then diagonally back this way. So after doing those 2 things, I determined that whatever I had read about the rock types changing within the size of a normal Minecraft biome, which would, it would be about this big for a normal Minecraft biome. And you'd have another one here and then another one there. Like I should have encountered 3, maybe 4 different biomes traveling out this far. And then, 3, 4, or 5 biomes going this far. The rock types never change. It was all either phyllite or andesite. So I lamented either just, do I just, rage quit? Because at this point now, finding that going 10,000 blocks in a direction is absolutely ridiculous. Oh yeah, on an off note, when I was about here on this southern journey, I got attacked by a bear and I got down to like 7 hit points, which was a thing. So that's a total nother thing that, you know, put me off of running around out there, because, you know, you either have to stop at night because the predators that attack at night are really quick and you can't run away from them, whereas at least during the daytime you can run away from the bears. They're not as fast as you. And so it just didn't sit right with me and got pretty frustrated about it. But then the other thing I remembered is that on the screen here you can actually change your game mode right here. So I resolved to cheating, and I switched myself into creative mode, and I just flew. Let's get back down and change this back before I forget about it. So I went straight west this time, came to the ocean, flew across the ocean, came to here, decided, oh, maybe I'd head north a bit, headed up this way, came back around here, just kind of scanned the edges of all this stuff here, back there, and then came back, went up this way, and I finally found a flux stone up here. So if I just kind of turn my head, I think is just over 5,000 blocks from where I am here. Yeah, and of course I can't see right now, but yeah, I think because when I started coming back there it was 5,500, so it's in and around that range. Far away to go and get it. So I went out there, and then when I was there I just grabbed lots and lots and lots of it, and then I kind of made up a couple of honorary rules for myself so that the cheating didn't feel so bad. So when I set out on the cheating mode there, I was like, okay, I won't grab anything else. So no plants, no minerals, no anything while I was out there doing that, just to kind of even the scales a little bit. And then decided maybe I should have a little bit of punishment as well. So from where I found my flux traveling back home, I would have to do that in adventure mode. So before I set off, I did make myself a boat, which is just 5 lumber in the boat shape. So that's pretty easy to make, but I did grab a boat and make that for the trip back. And then when I found the flux and I was circling around, I thought, oh, when I'm in adventure mode making my way back, then I would be able to collect, you know, crops and minerals and stuff like that. And then I decided, as extra punishment, no marking anything else on the way back. I mean, obviously if something stuck out in my memory, I'd remember it. Like I think I remember there is some revealed metals up that way somewhere, but I actually now don't even really remember truly where it was. So that is that. And yeah, obviously I'm going to be quite upfront and honest with you guys, so that it's not just like, you know, you show up to the next episode and I've got a, you know, 5,000 block mansion built up here. I did find some chestnut when I was out and about on some of those things, and I also found quite a bit of grains when I was out east and going south there as well. And I made my sandwiches and I put them in here, and I forgot to seal it. So derped up pretty bad on that, and now these are rotten. So I did have another set of 2 sandwiches here, which I tried to eat. They don't give you any food back when they're rotten. And unlike in 1.7 where you could use a knife to carve off the rot and save your food, you can't in this version. So this is the next generation TNG version. So you can't carve off any of the rot off of those there. So did waste a little bit of food, not too worried about it. Oh, the other thing I did when I was cooking up some of my bread, I was using the forge to cook up my bread. So you put your flour or your dough in there and let it cook there. But if you leave it too long, it continues cooking and turns to dust. So I lost 3 pieces of bread, I think, to overcooking it. So just be aware that is a thing, so don't leave your bread sitting in your fire, or definitely not in your forge anyways. But yeah, so worst comes to worst, I've got myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks of these flux rocks, and you can tell they're flux because when they're sitting on the ground, like these rocks here, just between where it says Phyllite Rock and Terrafirmacraft, it will say flux. So that way, that's a way you can tell if the rock is a flux type or not, other than looking on the wiki. So each of these rocks gives us 2 flux, so I've got hopefully enough flux to get us pretty deep into the pack now, and I don't have to worry about going out and grabbing any more of it. And we can get started on getting the copper anvils and stuff. And yeah, we'll be doing that in the upcoming episode. This one was just a quick stop to admit to what I found, what I didn't. The one big thing that I'm not liking about this pack right now, which I'm sure I'll get over because I've now kind of gotten out of that, but I'm sure later on, when we get into the mid game portion of the tech for here, I'll be probably be doing something similar, because to get we'll need some stuff called kaolinite and graphite, and if I'm not mistaken, I've already seen kaolinite, but I definitely have no idea where I'm gonna find graphite. Yeah, I have found kaolinite. It's only 500 meters away, so that's not too far away, thankfully. But graphite, yeah, we'll have to figure out how to find that stuff when we get there. One other thing that I did find while I was out there was jute. So I got the jute, brought it back, planted all the seeds down there so I can get going on it. Jute is another substitute for string. When I went back, I went down the hole over there and I found some enemies, and I did kill a spider and found some proper string. But jute will be your main form of cloth fiber for the beginning of the pack. So when you find it, make sure you grab that stuff, bring it back and get it going. And then you process the jute by putting it in the barrel with water, and then you get the jute fiber. And then from here, we'll need to make a loom to process it into cloth. So 12 jute goes into a cloth. And then the uses on the cloth are... Oh, I thought we could get a bed with this. Let's go back and see. We can make a lead. Jute net. Rope ladders, which might be handy for climbing up and down. I might give that a try. Yeah, I thought this jute stuff went into making a bed, but maybe that's only in the 1.7 version. Alright, maybe I messed up. Well, there's not really anything else to do with the raw jute anyways, other than dry it and get a 20% chance of getting a seed out of it. And then the other use for it is to put it in your barrel and turn it into the fiber. That's all I'm going to touch on in this episode. Give the thumbs down for the Cheaty McCheaterson, and we will see you in the next one.